subscribe and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I've been watching TV. We've actually been watching movies. Well, you watch movies on TV nowadays. How the world changes. But that's ending this year. I'm very sad to say HBO Max are not doing the same day and date release of the movies in 2022. You have to wait 45 days. Am I going to go to the cinema? Am I going to slip to the cinema to see Batman? Ugh, I really don't want to, but I mean, I would. I will pay my subscription to HBO Max so I don't have to go to cinema to see Batman, but there you go. Anyway, if you're somebody who likes the old streaming services, and I actually do, I quite like the streaming services, there is a good movie. I think perhaps, if I'll say, if I'm going to connect it to 2021, one of the best movies of the year. Absolutely one of the best, and certainly my top 5 movies of the year, came out, called Don't Look Up, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant for reasons that you probably wouldn't suspect. I'm going to give you a standard review, which is pretty good. Go check it out. It's free. It's on Netflix. I mean, if you got Netflix, it's free. It's worth checking out. But the reason I love it is because I'm going to give it an insanely religious review, okay? An insanely religious, Bible-thumping review. If you're not insanely religious, Bible-thumping, which it's just fine, because most people aren't. They have to be. Look, I'm going to teach you a Jewish word, right? I'm going to teach you, as he sits in his Christmas grotto. I'm not taking my decorations down to 12th night. That's just who I am, baby. But I'm going to teach you a Jewish word, a Jewish expression, 2 words, actually. Meshugana Frum. Meshugana Frum. That's crazy religious. That means crazy religious. I am Meshugana Frum. It's kind of like it expresses pretty much every part of my life. But this movie really ties into pretty much what my last 14 months of my life has been like. But fine, before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are freaking awesome too. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. But you've been hitting the Rumble button, and I like you hitting the Rumble button. Thank you very much. I don't know what that does for me. Although I tell you, the Rumble upload interface is just not as good as YouTube's. It keeps getting stuck, right? I'm uploading a large video after having huge uploads problems right now to Rumble. It's got stuck at 50%, 54%. I'm doing it again. I just wish things worked as well as they did on YouTube, because you have so much more freedom there. Like, share, subscribe. Mostly sign up to my Substack, right? Substack, if you're somebody who likes a bit of good entertainment, I have that on Substack. Substack is basically an email list. You get updated about when all my new videos go out, and also you get a bunch of comics. I put comics on my Substack. It's free. There's a paid version where you get 50 pages of awesome comics a month, which you can pay for, which I don't mind. I haven't even launched it yet. People are already paying for it, which is just freaking awesome. Okay, thank you very much, because you guys are freaking awesome. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. I think that's everything. Let's talk about Don't Look Up. Okay, so what is it? On one hand, it's a satirical attack on I would say Hollywood, the media, and government by climate activists, right? Sadly, however, and it was designed. It was absolutely designed to wag its finger at the Trump administration. It was made they wrote it in 2019, and they just kind of assumed, this was before Corona, that we would still have the Trump administration now, and they would still not be on board for things like the Paris Climate Accords, which just make people feel very, very good without actually doing anything, right? But people like to feel very, very good. Don't poo-poo people feeling very, very good. So they were very upset they weren't allowed to feel very good without doing anything, right? So they got really mad and they made this movie. And it's supposed to be a complete repudiation of the whole Trump administration. But that has come out during the Biden administration is brilliant. It's insane, because it is such a repudiation of the Biden administration. So this is the crazy religious aspect of it. I believe in God, right? I believe in God, and I believe God has a sense of humor. And I think God's sense of humor was that he had them make this movie. I really think they're preaching about climate change, and really they're not. They're really not. Everything is the opposite of what they think, and I've seen this from talking to other people. So why do I think this, and how does this reflect my life over the last 5 years, over the last 14 months or so? So the movie is about Jennifer Lawrence plays Kate Dibiasky, I believe. Kate Dibiasky is MSU doctoral candidate in astronomy, and she's doing some sciencey stuff. I'm not really sure, and she spots a comet, right? And it's a big deal, right? They spot the comet, and it's heading directly to her. She shares it with Dr. Randall Minley, the tenure professor played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is excellent in everything. I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and honestly, I don't want to belittle his commitment to climate change, right? I really don't, because I think it's very genuine. I think that's probably why he's a good actor, because I think he is in touch with like very genuine emotions like this. So they go to Hollywood to say the world's going to end. It's 6 months, 13 days. The world is absolutely going to end, and they meet the president, who is clearly Hillary Clinton. I mean, this movie pulls no punches, attacking the left, right, and the right, which is, I think it might be a reason that I like it, right? Because I don't think there is left and right anymore. I think there is normal people and controlling elites, right? I think that's basically what we have now, which is I don't think left and right really matters. I think these are kind of minor things, and I think the idea that we should be at each other's throats is more of a expression of an algorithm that keeps us on Twitter or Facebook longer so we can argue more, right? I think that's really what I think the absolute bottom line is. But anyway, so he goes, they go and they meet with the president, clearly Hillary Clinton's chief of staff played by Jonah Hill. Also, always excellent, right? They may be douchebags, but man, are they talented douchebags. He's the chief of staff. And I think, he's also the son, right? He's Meryl Streep's son, which is weird. You only find that out there, and they're just like, we don't care. Look, the midterms, we can't deal with this right now. And they're like, the world's gonna freaking end. The world is gonna freaking end. So they go on this like very popular comedy interview show, kind of like the Daily Show was in the 2000s. Jennifer Lawrence has this like meltdown when she's trying to explain that they think they're just saying, we discovered a new comet. This is a little sciencey thing. Jennifer Lawrence says, no, we're all going to die. And she freaks out. She says, you got to take this seriously. This is a big freaking deal. And she gets turned into a meme. They treat her like they treat people who scream about climate change. Now, the difference is people scream about climate change. I remember 30 years ago them saying we only got 6 years to live. There's only so many times, you can do that. And I do believe climate change is an issue, but I don't think we're going to deal with that issue without invading China and India and curtailing their practices. You fancy invading China, do you? Yeah, good luck with that, right? Honestly, if you want any hope, that's one advantage of believing in God, because otherwise we have none, right? I believe we have little to none. So politics is politics, and things turn around, and then the president needs an issue, and she needs to fake being patriotic, and it's just so disgusting. Somebody who absolutely hates lying like I do, it's really genuinely disgusting. Rob Morgan is playing Dr. Teddy Oglethorpe, the head of the Planetary Defense Coordinator. He is excellent in it. Cate Blanchett plays Bree Eventry. Again, very good. She's the host of that talk show. So then they start taking it seriously, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character starts to get recast as a kind of Dr. Fauci character, only I think he's a good person, where I think Fauci is pure evil, pure unremitting evil, and he gets sucked into it. So I don't really want to go into any plot spoilers, because I want you to watch and enjoy this movie, because it's very, very funny. Also, very terrifying. So it gets to a point where we are a divided people. We're a divided people, and they're not sure they're going to do anything to try and stop this comet hitting Earth. There's Mark Rylance is in it playing Peter Ashwell, the tech billionaire of Bash International, a Bill Gates kind of character. You know how, or what's the guy, the Zuckerberg kind of character, somebody who was socially a little bit strange, right? Socially a little bit off, with weird views on society and what society be, and unbelievable amounts of control. So So he wants to try and safely break this comet apart because it's full of minerals which he uses in cell phones, and it'll make him a lot of money. So that's basically what the second half of the movie is about, where you have half the world saying, you can actually see the comet at this point, heading to Earth. And people are like, people are saying, I don't even believe the comet's real. And so the movement says, just look up. And the president has another campaign which says, don't look up, which is the title of this movie. So, again, when they made this movie, I think they were lampooning what they thought Trump supporters were, without actually ever talking to a Trump supporter. I think they were lampooning going, oh, we hate the science. But really, I think it's a much more accurate lampooning of the people who support people who were in the same camp as DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence and all the crazers that live in Hollywood, right? Because people will not look up now. There's disaster beyond disaster beyond disaster happening. And that's just the way it is. Like we had Afghanistan, we got southern border with the economy imploding. The economy implosion is going to happen, is a worldwide event, and it's going on right now. I believe it seems to be the middle class is trying to be destroyed and made into a serf class. And it sounds crazy, but I think that is the future. And thank God I believe in God, because I think if God doesn't intercede, then our children and grandchildren are going to be slaves until there's a revolution. I really believe that. And I know it sounds crazy, but I sound exactly like Jennifer Bloody Lawrence in this movie. So how does this reflect my life? Because look, I'm a Meshuggah from guy. I'm a religious guy. And to me, it looks like the end of days. It looks like how the end of days has always been described in the holy books. We have exceeded the levels of the generation of the flood. The flood was brought because the legalization of marriages that were not between men and women, right? Sound familiar? And so that seems to be something that should trigger, some kind of apocalyptic event. So I live in an ultra-Orthodox religious community who all know exactly the same things as me. And I think, look, this is what we believe. We should be a bit worried. And there's especially this thing about speaking badly about each other, which hastens the apocalypse and makes it worse. I'm like, we really need to get a handle on this. And people look at me like they look at Jennifer Lawrence. They're like, do you believe this stuff or not? Yeah, believe this stuff or not? And the answer is really no. Okay, that's what I found. The answer is really no. There is a bit of a theological aspect to it with Timothy Chalamet, who played Paul Atreides in Dune. Absolutely excellent. He leads a prayer towards the end of the movie, and it's very genuinely moving. I just found this terrifying and real and hilarious all at the same time. I think it's a very important movie. I think it's a movie that we really should see. But I was hoping it's a movie that might get through to some of my more people who are more supportive of this current regime running the world. No. And I thought it was just that they were lampooning Trump supporters would make them see it. No, they just found it boring because it was taking the piss out of them. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It wasn't designed to take the piss out of them, but that's exactly what it's doing. For me, I just think this is God's sense of humor, right? I think it's God's sense, and God's sense of humor, pretty darn funny, right? The movie is very, 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 very funny all the way through, with just a fantastic cast who all think they're fighting climate change by making this massive carbon footprint of a movie. But fine, whatever. Real recommend. Fantastic. More like this, please. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.